evening. I managed to find some time to squeeze in another error prediction analysis based on 2 hours of analysis with the founders here. And I'm gonna skip through all of the statistics and performance of the blog and whatnot we've had, because I've been going through a little bit of that last week's time. And let's just go straight into what I'm looking at for this week. So obviously, I want to just quickly highlight that I have some Bitcoin limits that I'm strongly considering here. I will probably set them within an hour or two if we don't get up there manually. And so I have that noted here. And for the dollar here, I'm looking to make, so I'm going to be building up my block here. And I'm currently making the video that I will upload. And let's build up some dollar index levels. So longer term, you guys already know that I believe that we are going lower for as long as we don't hit this level here. So I'm going to be putting this here, and I will make a long-term analysis, and this will now be the chart we're using until there's something that changes. So either we get to this low, something changes, or we get to this high. And for that, I want to create some intraday potential levels here. And I think I walked through a little bit of this already, that we could come lower to run higher, but my primary focus will be shorting this orange part here. And so I will be creating a chart for that as well, so that you guys can see everything that's happening. We're kind of getting screwed a little bit with this thing here. What was the number 5? Oh, there, right? Okay, so we have the longer term level and then we have the short term level. So we are immediately bullish for as long as we are staying above the 102.988 level, 2.988 level, right? So we can make that big, and then I'll do like this. Unless a 3-day a high taken in last 3 days. So that's the goal here, that unless we take out a high in the last 3 days, I'm expecting this level to hold. So that's basically what I'm looking at. We have CPI this week as well. So we might have to make some commentary here. We have CPI this week. So since we had a lot of volatility last week with a bunch of Trump tariffs, be it executions and then delays, chowing through the markets, and over to Powell commenting with neutrality. I suspect we see some consolidation into CPI across the board. So there's that. Of course, I go much more into details about this in founder videos, so feel free to check out my paid subscription options if you want to see more of what I do. I am certainly bearish for as long as we stay below 106.275. So we're just going to use that level, 126.28. And that's unconditional. 6.2280. That is unconditional. I am bearish for as long as we stay below that, regardless of anything. And you guys can see that this is a orange arrow, which is indicative of more strength in that analysis, as well as that weekly longer term level that we've had there. And that means we can move over to ES here, and I'll quickly draw some levels there for you as well. Okay, so I'm gonna be slightly bullish that for as long as we stay above the 5673 low, basically essentially low, I think that we are coming higher, and we could come as high as that, but I just think we're going higher. And then I think for the matter at hand, if we come up here, I'll be sort of softly looking for a run higher. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a bias shift level here at, let me just, for 1 second here, just give me a moment, guys. I'm actually just looking up my notes here to see what the fuck I was doing. Kind of forgot, just did it 5 minutes ago. 1 second, please. Luckily, this is not a live stream, huh? So we're going dashboard, just finding my notes. Let's see. Okay, yes, I found my notes. Yeah, okay. If as long as we're below 5980, I'm gonna put this on 5980. I'm expecting that we are potentially continuing lower. I'm gonna put what I'm calling my H4, H1 level there, but I'm gray and I am green here. So I have, maybe I'll put this like right there. Okay, so for ES, we're gonna make this following comment here. Also, I will make one more condition here. If we do hit that, I think that should send us up to all-time high, or at least try to make an attempt at it. So I'm not qualifying anything here just yet, but that's what I'm seeing. And so we have a couple of levels. This one would be 5696 for bull support. Suspected low until CPI. Suspected low until CPI. If broken, new low of week more likely. Right? So that is what we're looking at for that. Which also means that obviously this is a more deprioritized look, but we could see something like this as well, which would give us the new low of week. If we do get a new low of week, I will need a new fresh analysis, so I will probably produce one at the time. And immediate resistance would be the 5980 level. 5980 level. We could come up there, but we don't necessarily have to. I suspect we could find resistance there and start trading to a new low of week if that happens. So I feel, because we have the arrow here on the left, I'm a little bit more inclined to be bullish for this first few days, and then we'll see which of these arrows that kicks in. Of course, if my analysis is wrong here, you will see if I'm sharing trades or not. I'm going to be looking at things before I make trade decisions, but I might make a run on this arrow here as well. So there is that, and I'll obviously put my price chart so you guys can see what I'm doing there. And longer term, I'm kind of neutral longer term right now, so we'll see. But I do have a suspicion, if I just had to guess, we'll come higher to run down lower somewhere. Not exactly sure where, but like somewhere. So unless we get that arrow that I pointed out earlier, I'm siding slightly with the fact that we might be trading lower, but it's very, very, very soft, very soft. So that's that. ES and NASDAQ. NASDAQ is a bit similar, but you can check out my founder analysis and stuff like that if you want to, or become a paid subscriber if you want more analysis on that. Okay, so oil. I didn't completely finish looking at that, but it was good enough for me to... Did we lose the... I think we have it here, right? So on the weekly here, we obviously consolidating, so I'm quite neutral there. And I had analysis that went absolutely fantastic. Right now, I am going to be siding with the possibility that we are not trading higher for as long as we stay below here. I'm going to make a H4, H1 level. And that means I'm slightly more bearish than bullish. I'm going to make a bullish level here. And I'm going to need a fresh analysis if we lose that level. So I'm going to put immediate support at the 66.12 level. And I would say that I'm slightly more bullish, so some kind of down move. And I'm expecting a run higher. I'm not exactly sure where, but like somewhere up here. And then I think for as long as we don't really lose that level, I think that we could be trading lower, at least intra-week, maybe even for a new low. I don't know what would happen if we lose the bottom level, but I do suspect if we do lose this level, we might continue higher. So I'm slightly favoring that. And so we're bearish below, that would be 70.52, 70.52. If broken, might target 73 and higher. And this is actually metals. I do apologize. It's gold. I'm not gonna comment gold. I looked at it a little bit, and I might have to need to see some stuff tomorrow before I decide what to do with that. So I'm just gonna put that, since I don't have any longer term levels. And of course, I'm gonna quickly go through Bitcoin here. And as you guys know, I've been longer term bearish for a very, very long time here. And I'm not necessarily sure if there's a necessity to keep going lower here. We are looking at a longer term chart for the dollar, which I have noted here for this date. And for ES, like that. For ES, like that. I wanted to say I have a similar chart here, long-term analysis, a long-term arrow. We can probably call this arrow up here as well, and you can see that that's it's gonna be standing like that until something changes. And I'm just gonna quickly update that so we have a similar perspective there with the dollar. And what I was saying was, as long as it's what was level is that, 5965.25, I might actually even just put this as an MVD level, so you guys can see that we have a longer term analysis in play here. I think I was using this, wasn't I? Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Not that it really matters, doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna go over here now. You guys can see that I have a bit of a similar analysis in mind there, but I'm just gonna quickly make this arrow here, that if we do trade that, I think we might stay and start, oh sorry, it's not necessary here. I think that we could be coming higher and start making a lower there. It's very, very soft prediction, very close to 50-50. But I think if we're going here or here, I think the risk reward is better on the sell side. So that's why a 50-50 doesn't have to be unprofitable here, right? So that's what we have. We have a long-term prediction there. We have a long-term prediction there. Nothing's going to change unless it changes. And yeah, there we go. We want to create this one here. And we do like this. Oh, just do like that. And we have energies. And then we have, do we have a long-term strategy for oil? I don't think we do. And then metals we're skipping, and then we're going to crypto. And you guys know that I have been notoriously calling that we could be seeking sell side on this market. And you just know that I had these arrows here, but I'll materialize something a little bit more tangible later on. To me, this just doesn't, it just looks trapped to me. I think lower low, and we'll see how we go through this. But my long-term analysis here stands. It's been looking like this. I'm just gonna put it for like a month, because that's exactly what it has been. My long-term analysis, and I will even cheat a little bit, and I will do like this. I'll make the replay fucking function, because I have been calling that, and you can go through the videos if you don't believe me. I have been calling this shit for infinity. So I don't even care if people can see that this is, but that is exactly the long-term analysis that I do have. We can remove the replay. So I've basically, since around that time, I've been calling Bitcoin to top before 120,000. And now we're going down. So is that still the case? Perhaps. because we can actually use something now. I think as long as we stay below here, that is the truth. And I would say if we find agreement with the equities market, specifically Nasdaq, due to the Elon Musk tech correlation and all the Trump tweeting stuff that's going on, which that further amplifies the traditional market correlation, I would say if we do come up and hit that level, we should seek a down move, and then I think we could go even 100 and let's just aim for 120 first. But until that happens, I think we are coming higher and we'll start seeking a lower. I don't know how low, but it could be as low as 24,000. So from a long-term perspective, I think as long as I can manage the risk-reward calculations on both sides, I don't see a problem with a scenario that might even be favored going higher. I still don't think it's close enough to justify buying it here with the fact that it's going down here, when as long as I'm right, it could go down here, even if there's only a 40 to 45% probability that we actually get there, and maybe 50% probability or whatever that we get to the 50k levels. So there is that. I will, however, say that it's probably better to not look at that, because I do have a secondary option that is that we could be coming down just like maybe as low as that, and then we could still be trading higher. I don't know if it's going to make an all-time high, but I think this is the resistance that I'm worried about anyway, so I don't have to trade Bitcoin with the perspective of all-time high, and I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. And I think that we are bullish as long as we stay sort of around here. It's not the most precise level I can give right now, but I definitely think that I want to be posting for the sake of long-term analysis that I could make a change in and precise a bit more. But here is a long-term analysis from 03, 09, 2025. And probably what I will do when I make a change is I'll just update the date and I'll post another chart so people can sort of see the continuity of what it is that I'm doing in just the pictures, right? So I think as long as we're staying above, and this is very long-term, of course, but I would say as long as we stay above with the volatility we have in this asset class here, 62,537, I think we are potentially supported, and we are bearish as long as we stay below. That would probably be 99,475, and that is on Binance's chart. It changes a little bit when we look at this chart here, so that is where we are on the continuous chart. And with that in mind, I might actually move this a little bit higher and just say 67,000. 67,575, and just put that as my level on the Binance chart. And on the CME, I'll make a similar analysis here for the continuous chart of CME. I'll move this up and put this like maybe around there. I think that we could still be trading higher for as long as that's the truth, and then you can see the corresponding levels there as you please. I can just that would be 99,305, 99,305 CME, Binance, right? And this would be 67,365. And Binance, right? Okay. And for everything else, I'm gonna just quickly pull up coffee because I did that one. It was pretty simple from what I looked at. I believe this one is going higher. I have longs. I'm gonna move my stop loss to this low right there. So I'll just quickly update our everything else long-term position here, which is right here, long-term position. Stops are moved. Then we can go to our weekly position here. We have long-term coffee investments, and we just say stops moved, SL moved. Okay. And basically for as long as we stay above this level right here, it's an algorithmic H4, H1 level, I think that we are following my trade protocol here. So that's that. And I'll post a quick chart on that. For those who wanted to get into this trade, they could do that if they wish, but of course I don't like that. And so that would be key bullish. So I'm not bearish on it. I'm just bullish above 37355. And then we are finished. So I'll wrap this one up and ba-ba-boom.